Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Chazzaboy Davenport channel again. As I keep saying, press that subscribe button and like this current video. Today, this is currently in theory about currently the Matic. It is now stemming, and it's coming from the Italian press that Manchester United are very close now to finalising a deal for Nemanja Matic. Di Marzio, the current trustworthy Italian journalist, has announced this a few times, that we are very close now to securing a deal for Nemanja Matic. It has been a delay, a huge debate as this thing, as it has insisted. Basically, this is something to do with bonus payments. So basically, this may be for the appearances and performances, or how he progresses when he comes to Manchester United. So I don't know if this is, Chelsea rate him as £40 million. I don't know if we're going to be actually paying £40 million, or we're going to be paying £50 million for the player, which basically got sanctioned off by Abramovich, whether it was a £50 million price tag, or we was going to be actually paying £50 million, or we're going to be paying £40 million, or is it £50 million including the bonus payments as well. We are currently going to be playing for the player, but this has been a huge debate. He's a player that hasn't been training with Chelsea. He didn't go to Asia. He's been currently training on his own as a Hazard. And Jose Mourinho is basically looking to reunite with the player after a good bond with him at Chelsea. And also, he's won honours. He's been at Benfica. He's been at Vitesse. I think he's also over 6 foot as well. So he probably would be good for Manchester United. But Di Marzio has just announced that this deal has been... There's not a potential, I don't think agreement has come as a deal, but personal terms have been agreed with the player. He failed to get them regular starts last season, in the second half last season. He didn't really participate. He was playing in that instrumental role with Kante in the middle of the park. But yes, it was breaking news basically that he was keen that he wanted to make a move. He was considering that he wanted to make the move, and it looks like it is now going to happen in the next couple of days or so. Nemanja Matic is coming to Manchester United. We know he doesn't complement your likes of Fabinho. He doesn't complement your likes of 9 goal, and he's currently signed a new contract with Roma. So I'd have loved him. He's a very dynamic midfielder, but we're not going to get him now. Also, Fabinho's not going to happen. We've looked into Eric Dyer, but Tottenham are reluctant, are resisted to sell the player. So in the entirety of the transfer window, Mourinho's targeted Nemanja Matic. He's not worth £40 million or £50 million. We could use that money on a better midfielder such as Ronaldo Sanchez, who doesn't look likely he's coming to Manchester United. Even maybe Ross Barkley. You know, maybe even 9 goals. A lot of midfielders out there we could have paid better money for, but the only possibility now looks like is Nemanja Matic is making his move to Manchester United. Juventus have currently been in talks for the last couple of days with the player, but they've currently cooled their interest in the player, and they have more intentions of capturing Matuidi from Paris Saint-Germain. So yeah, that's basically Matic. And also with the Fellaini latest news, he's definitely better than Fellaini. I think with good players playing around him, he probably will participate himself well with Matic. I have reservations about him. He's a bit slow. He doesn't have much tempo to his play. It wouldn't be one of my main priorities, but as I said, I will back Mourinho all the way. All the way, I will back Mourinho. So looks like Matic. Anything else? Yes, latest news about Fellaini. It broke out yesterday, according to the Turkish press, that they'd been in talks with a player. They'd come to an agreement of that a potential deal has not been agreed, but according to the Turkish reports, they was in pole position to sign Mario Fellaini. As I keep saying, a deal has not been agreed. The current director has basically quoted out yesterday he was trying to agree a fee for Mario Fellaini, and this supposedly now is supposed to be, if it's a fake narrative, I don't know if it's true, it's worth £4 million per season, and he's going to be signing a 4-year deal with Galatasaray. But I don't know if this is true, but we really need to depart Fellaini. He's been here since the Moyes era. He's been here since 2013 as the current player. He's been here since 2013 and he's been here for 4 years. He hasn't really performed. I think he's performed in a couple of his games. It was a midfield that's static. He's too slow. He's easily predictable. And we did buy him for 27.5 million from Everton. But I think the club was too big for him. I just don't think he's got that big club winning mentality at a big club at Manchester United. So it'd be fantastic to offload him. I thought he played well in the Europa League last season, Marion Fellaini, but it could come to a conclusion. It may come to an end. It may not happen. But they're still working their way through of trying to agree a deal for Fellaini. Whether it's 10 million, I do not know. So we'll benefit, get some of the money back that we're going to be paying for Matic, you know, benefit from this maybe, and maybe get another player on the board, you know, with some of that money that we're going to raise for Fellaini. But no fee has been potentially agreed yet. So they're still negotiating a possible fee for Fellaini. I think he's still going to Oslo. Is Marion Fellaini, so we'll see. We'll see. Anything else? But so far in this transfer window, we've got Lukaku, who's probably going to guarantee us 20-25 goals this season. We've got Lindelof. We've spent over £100 million on 2 players. But I said we need more. We need that creative winner. We need that midfielder also. And also, we know with Chelsea, they can afford to offload Matic, because they said it was depending on the pursuit of Bakayoko from Monaco. They did get that pursuit from Bakayoko from Monaco. And now Matic is currently available to capture. So Chelsea have also looked into other numerous players. They've got Morata on the board, so they'll be more calm and composed. They've got Bakayoko and they've got Rodiger, but they've currently lost John Terry after 22 years. Diego Costa may be now staying at Chelsea. I do not know. But yeah, Chelsea are still, they've already spent over £100 million. So basically they're looking in the region to get Alexis Sandro, as it did break out yesterday. They were interested, they were willing to break the world defensive record again, which Manchester City had done on Kyle Walker and Benjamin Mendy. They're looking to pay up to £61 million for the player. I think a bid has been rejected for the player in the past from Alex Sandro. Chelsea, for the entirety of the transfer window, have had an interest in Alex Sandro. But as a player, he's probably one of the best generated right backs in world football. Is this player currently plays for Juventus? You know, he's won the honours with them. Being a fantastic player, he's got good defensive distribution as this player. He's good at driving forward, getting balls into central midfield. It was, according to the Italian press, basically that Chelsea, if they've been in any negotiations with him, I think they have. But apparently Juventus are standing firm and they are currently reluctant to sell the current player, and they resisted to any offers. But it's hard to turn down. But from Juventus' point of view, they've already lost 2 of their key players. They've lost Bonucci and they've currently lost Dani Alves. Currently Dani Alves and Sandro probably in the same calibre, you know, probably one of the best generated fullbacks in world football. But they've lost, and Bonucci probably one of the best centre-backs in probably world football as well. And they've lost 2 of them key players. They've raised some funds for this of Juventus. I think they have got a few players on the board, but Chelsea have looked at a lot of players. They've also looked at Van Dijk. Liverpool have showed their interest. Southampton are rating him as a £60-70 million player. There was illegal actions involved in this. I think an apology has been made though between Liverpool and Southampton. Chelsea have also targeted Bonucci as well, but they didn't currently get him. So they are looking to currently get their 4th significant signing by capturing Alex Sandro. Probably more things will be discussed. Chelsea still want more though, and Conte still wants more in his current team. They've also been linked with Aubameyang. They've been linked with Hernandez, obviously, who's joined West Ham now. They've been linked with Aubameyang. Don't know what's really going on with him. But Chelsea, if they do get another player or 2 at least on the board, that will take them to about £200 million. They've already spent over £100 million, as I said. But yeah, Chelsea have a strong interest in currently signing Alexis Sandro from Juventus. Also, with the Neymar situation, as I updated you guys on earlier about Neymar, currently now Barcelona are looking for their alternative replacements. They're looking more in the region for replacements for Neymar, because they're pretty adamant now and convinced he will leave the club. They're now throwing possibly Griezmann in there. They're possibly throwing Paulo Di Bayi in there from Juventus, who basically quoted out. He even insisted he's no desire to leave the club, of how much of a prolific goal scorer this player is. He is a fantastic player. I think Manchester United have showed a slight interest. I think Barcelona have tried holding discussions to try and capture the player, who's probably going for... The price tag was probably £107 million. His performances have been fantastic, you know. I think he got 11 goals last season, 7 assists in so many appearances. Very, very good player, and I think we've showed a slight interest, but he's basically quoted out he doesn't want to make the move. He's currently no desire to leave. He's currently happy where he is. He's probably... What? Yeah. He's currently happy where he is. He's Paulo Di Bayi, and also they've tried throwing Griezmann as part of the replacement for Neymar, which could be bad for us, because for the entirety of the early parts of the summer we was linked to Griezmann. It looks more than likely we was going to get the striker, but as they got that transfer ban, they couldn't find that alternative replacement, so we really couldn't get Griezmann on the board. So we did miss out on him, but in January he will be Mourinho's main priority to get at that forward position. But if Barcelona do capture him, then that would be disappointing for our point of view. But Neymar does look realistically now that he's leaving the club. Also, Sanchez looks realistically now that he is going to currently leaving Arsenal. So there's a lot of transfer rumours that have been recently updating, guys. So yeah, I'll to update you guys on. I think we're okay at the attacking sense at the moment. I just think we need to strengthen midfield, and we need to strengthen up on the current left as well. It broke out about Neymar earlier on. Basically now this could be basically a 500 million price tag. He's currently going to be receiving his loyalty bonus tomorrow, which is about £26 million. Plus this could be included basically with the father that's going to be getting staggering tons of money from Barcelona and PSG. This is also including the agent fees and the salary, which is estimated around £40 million a year. So this basically could be included in this. This could be the £500 million basically. This is astronomical business if this deal gets finalised. It's going to rip the deals of Bale, Pogba last summer, you know, and the others that have been done over the course of the years, Ronaldo, you know, absolutely astronomical business. And PSG must be now suffer FFP problems, you know, let alone getting Neymar. They're also inquiring about getting Sanchez as well, and that's also maybe they're willing to pay over 35 million. So that's including the agent fees and the salary as well. So that is going to be absolutely staggering amounts of money. And take in consideration what City have spent on players so far, they've spent over £200 million. So they could have troubles with FFP as well at this moment in time, and they're looking to capture Sanchez on the board as well. But with the Neymar situation, we are convinced now it is actually going to happen. The owners, PSG owners, have been in discussions with Barcelona. The father's been in discussions currently with the PSG officials over a potential move, and he's fully convinced now it is going to happen. The chairman's been trying to get the deal finalised. It's been speculating basically this since last week. Barcelona president has been confident to stay in Barcelona, been confident he will stay. But basically now they have left the decision to Neymar. But this basically, he has been at the club for several years. He's got a strong relation with Messi. You know, he combines fantastically well with his teammates. But it would be beneficial for him. People have had a say in this situation. But if he was to go to PSG, he's at a massive club now, Barcelona. But if he was to go to, and he's hitting form in these pre-season games, but if he was to go to PSG, it would be beneficial for the player. You know, he'd be one of the highest paid players in world football. He's also got teammates there such as Figo Silva. He's got Dani Alves there. So this looks like, and it's supposedly going to be agreed on a 5-year deal. So this is absolutely going to make headlines in this is going to make headlines in world football. It's absolutely going to make headlines in world football. but they've left the decision to Neymar. Neymar's performances for Brazil have been fantastic. Neymar's performances for Barcelona have been fantastic. And Barcelona have quoted out how much of an iconic figure he is, how much of an important player he is. They don't really want to lose him, but he insists that he does want to leave. He's told his current mates that he wants to leave Barcelona. So we know Manchester United and Chelsea have been in there, but 220 million PSG are going to activate that, and that is astronomical. And as I keep saying, if it is adding up to £500 million, according to what Dunkel Castle's quoted out, then for that you could get 22 players. You get a whole brand new squad for that kind of money. It is absolutely astronomical business. Even 220 million, you know, let alone you can get 11 players in a team. So absolutely astronomical business. I'm sorry. And with Sanchez, he's basically quoted out that he wants to leave the club, basically. Suggestions have stirred up more, basically. That Instagram thing he'd put on, getting a lot of Arsenal's attention, seeking a lot of attentions. He's put that on, and also claiming he is absent and sick. So he is dismissed for training. He's not announced today for training with Arsenal. Arsene Wenger's still standing firm. He's rebuffed everything, and he's still confident that Alexis Sanchez will stay. I think maybe them two will have further negotiations of what's going to be happening with his future. But Sanchez said he wants Champions League football. He's basically, the players already decided on his future. He already decided on his future back in the interview when he said he wants Champions League football, and then he said, I've decided my future, but I can't tell you. Suggestions stirred up then that he basically didn't want to be at Arsenal anymore. He wants to be at that higher level, because basically, in his opinion, 3 FA Cups in maybe 4 seasons isn't enough. And he expects of a player of his calibre to be at the top, challenging for major honours. And if he feels that Arsenal is not getting it, plus he hasn't got the Champions League football, so he does want to leave. And Wenger's he's mistranslated everything, basically, that's been said. He's standing firm, basically. I think he's due. He will be negotiating with the player again. Will Arsene Wenger? But PSG, they had that meeting, didn't they, with the director, his agent, and Sanchez has also made a disagreement. The agent feels as though he should see out his deal with Arsenal, but he wants to move, and it was discussed about a potential deal, and PSG are willing to pay over £35 million for the player. You will get him for a reasonable fee now, Alexis Sanchez. He will become available on a reasonable fee. He has been demanding a £400,000 a week contract at Arsenal. Teams are willing to pay that. It broke out yesterday. He was keen on to reunite with Pep Guardiola at Manchester City. I don't think he's too convinced he'll get him on the board, but he's looking to reunite with Pep Guardiola. And it broke out yesterday from the ports, £320,000 a week City were willing to offer him, plus add-ons as well, which is probably nearly touching £400,000 a week as well. So I think it's a matter of time now before the current player leaves Arsenal, and they'll have to think about potential replacements and using some of them funds that they're going to gain to get another player on the board. They've had links to other players as well, so if PSG were to get him, it'd be absolutely astronomical. If this is nearly 500 million, according to Uncle Castle for Neymar, and then you add Sanchez onto the equation as well at PSG, you bloody, this is it over 35 million plus the agent fees and the wage? Bloody, it's got to be over 600. It's got to be at least over 600 million pound, including Neymar and Sanchez, if PSG do capture them two, and they look likely they're going to get Neymar. Maybe Manchester City could be in the pole position now to get the player. They've already spent loads of money, so that'll come to they've spent over 300 million pounds or so if they do even get Sanchez on the board. And as I said, not always being a checkbook manager means you're going to gain success in football. Anything else to update you on? But we know Barcelona are eyeing potential moves now. They've thrown Griezmann in there. They've tried throwing Di Maria in there. They've thrown a lot of players. They've even thrown Coutinho in there. Coutinho is insisted that he does want to leave. I think there has been negotiations with the Liverpool officials and the representative of the player before. I think he's willing that he wants to leave, but Liverpool has sanctioned this off. Basically, they are reluctant to sell the player as they are struggling in their pursuit to get Naby Keita on the board, as they had their third significant bid rejected by Red Bulls, who are another team that's been hard to negotiate with in this transfer window. Red Bulls, Naby Keita is a very dynamic midfielder who I'd also love at Manchester United. That's been Liverpool's main priority target to fulfil that number 8 spot that they need. They still need to address the midfield. They're not an elite opposition, as I said, anymore. They have got a good sign on the board. They've got Salah, who didn't do really well at Chelsea, but I think he did okay with Roma. And Klopp's looking to add more ranks into that team because Emre Can could be going from Liverpool as well. So they need some more creativeness in that current midfield position to Liverpool. And they'll get maybe a lot of funds. Barcelona are willing to pay 89, 90 million pounds for the player. Maybe agreement may come true, but if Liverpool are standing firm saying they're not sanctioning the player off, then it basically may not happen. But Barcelona have eyed a few potential replacements for Neymar. They've had a few potential replacements for Neymar, and they've looked at quite a lot of players. And in this transfer window, big money is now getting put out for certain players, and a lot of teams have spent big money. I'm impressed with Everton. They've got 6, 7 players. Rooney's on form. West Ham have done good business. City have done good business, especially with Monaco. And basically, I've got to be honest, they're putting us to shame at the moment. We've only got 2 players. There's still time to progress in the transfer window. We're on the verge now of getting Nemanja Matic on the board. So it is all good. It is Nemanja Matic because we're getting nowhere when Iron signed a contract. Fellaini looks like he's going. Fabinho, we're not going to get him because Monaco have lost all their players and they're reluctant to sell, as the vice president quoted out on these key players such as Fabinho, Lemar and Mbappe. So we won't be getting Fabinho. So it is, and Eric Dyer, we're not going to get him. So it'll have to be Nemanja Matic. And with the Renato Sanchez case, looks likely now we're not going to get him. He's currently sanctioned Chelsea off as well, after discussions have been taking place between Chelsea and Bayern Monaco over a potential loan deal. But Manchester United are not willing. But Manchester United are willing to pay, whether it's going to be on a loan deal or the £42 million. But I think he's favoured a move to AC Milan. That's why I think he wants to go. Are AC Milan willing to pay the £42 million, or maybe even get the player on a loan deal? But he's not. He's been guaranteed. He's not going to get the minutes. He's had the irregular starts at Bayern Munich. He's not going to get them minutes under his belt. So he's come from Benfica, and he was absolutely fantastic in the Euros. Was Renato Sanchez? I'd love him. I'd rather pay that for... He's younger than Matic, a lot younger, but Matic is more experienced. And, yeah, but I think he's a better player, Sanchez, but obviously Matic is more experienced, but we're not going to get Sanchez by the looks of things. So, that'll have to be that. And Carlo Ancelotti's basically said he's adamant he wants to leave. Carlo Ancelotti's had the permission from Ancelotti to let him leave, because if he's not going to get first team football when you've got Rodriguez there, when you've got your likes of Vidal there, he's not going to get the first team football. It could still happen, but it's not being one of Mourinho's main priority targets in this current transfer window. So that's what I'm saying, and that's the thing, really. That's the thing. But as I said, going back to the Fellaini topic, Mourinho wants to sanction Fellaini anywhere. He could have still been used there as a backup option. Like Carrick's not strong enough going on to this season. He's not good enough. He's aging up. He's still good, but he's not strong enough going into this season. So he's also useful there as a backup plan also. And we've also got rid of a few other players in this transfer window as well. So Chelsea looking to break the record to get Alexis Sandro, as I updated you yesterday. But I think they're reluctant and they're standing firm at Juventus. I think negotiations have been going on. Conte's in charities wanted Alexis Sandro because they're looking to strengthen the fullback position. Currently they've got, what's his name? Is it Alonso or something there? Chelsea, but he's going to want that first team football, and he basically may not get that if they do end up capturing Alexis Sandro. So they may offload him, or I don't know, they may offload Alonso, you know, to raise even more money to maybe get another player. I don't know, but they're going to get a good amount for Matic at Chelsea either way. We're going to probably end up paying 40, 50 million. He doesn't complement our midfield. He does not complement our midfield at all, but there you go, that's it, innit? What? Yeah, Dada, we off out later. But yeah, the positive is we've had a few positives. That Lukaku is going to score us 20 to 25 goals a season. Lindelof hasn't really performed in the pre-season games, but it's only pre-season, so you can't really judge him. Also, just to update you, Bailey has been suspended. I don't think he's going to be featuring the UEFA Super Cup game against Real Madrid. Also, anything else? As I regarded you, what was going on earlier with the current Arsenal transfer news with Thomas Lemar. I think negotiations are still going on between the two clubs, but the Italian journalist, who's not very reliable one, I can't pronounce the guy's name, basically saying the deal has been confirmed and that he will be departing Monaco and that he will be making a move to Arsenal. Thomas Lemar, I think he's adamant that he does want to leave the club. This is Arsenal's probably main priority target. Maybe not an alternative replacement for Sanchez because he looks like he's going, but it looks realistically now Arsenal could still get him. They've had bids rejected. Monaco rated him as a 70 to 80 million pound player. But yeah, there's still negotiations going on. But the vice president of Monaco basically quoted out they was standing firm, he's being ruthless, looking to keep the player as they have lost a lot of their players. They will raise more money, Monaco. They're not exactly a big club, but it's hard to find them potential replacements for your star performers last season, such as Bakayoko. They've lost Benjamin Mendy, you know, all that, and Bernardo Silva and Lemar has been fantastic last season, 14 goals, 17 assists. Mbappe, fantastic last season as well. So they're reluctant to sell the player, but I think Arsenal may just get a deal over the line for the current player. But they're really interested in getting Thomas Lemar. The speculation's been going on for absolutely ages, but he quoted out the president, it was a couple of days ago, I'll address the speculation case. These are important and key figured players for our team. And this is what basically, and he quoted a few more things out basically regarding this situation. Arsenal have also looked further down the line. I told you, what's his name? Serrera from Nice, who's also a fantastic young prospect as well of what I've watched of the player. He's a good player in their current division, is this player. Arsenal have also looked into him as well. I think they've also had an interest in Riyad Mahrez as well. Leicester have got a price tag out for £50 million, but I don't think they're willing to pay that. It may have to be dropped. I think he mentioned about his future, was it last season, that he was desired to leave Leicester. Currently the player that won the PFA award in that fantastic season when Leicester won the league. Arsenal have possibly made a move for him. Everton have also made a move for Giroud, so he could possibly be departing Arsenal as well. But yeah, and also the Bale rumours, as I did mention on my last video, I think Mourinho's now plotting to put a 90 million bid in for the player maybe next summer. I think he's now disregarded the situation over Bale for capturing the player this summer, but if Real Madrid do get the pursuit of Mbappe, and then Bale becomes available, we really would be disappointed in that asset. Bale, who's been at Real Madrid since 2013, he's been there 4 years. Tottenham had got him for Real Madrid, had got him for 90, 100 million pound. He's a fantastic player in his comparison to Perisic, tremendous speed, and we need that player that can put balls into the box. And Gareth Bale can put balls into the box. He's a player that can cross balls, tremendous speed, fantastic crossing ability as well, and a fantastic goal scorer when he gets in running games, and he's been injury prone. That's why he hasn't had them starts. But Don Ballon, the Spanish publication, had reported basically he's no basically desire to leave the club. He's currently happy at Real Madrid. He's Gareth Bale. He's getting older. He's still got quite a few years out of him to express himself even more. But he will differ in a couple of years' time, such as Ronaldo will differ in a couple of years' time. But the rumours have risen up now, since the Mbappe rumours have risen up and going to Real Madrid, of Bale possibly coming to Manchester United. We've been interested in the player since 2013. Mourinho's tried having discussions with him back in the Real Madrid game about a potential move. The current agent of Bale has basically said there's a possibility he could potentially make a move to Manchester United. The representative then quoted out it was a ridiculous story and a ridiculous rumour, and basically quoting out this may have been a fake narrative regarding Gareth Bale. Even though Zidane's reluctant, he's resisted to Bale. He wants to basically keep Bale. He doesn't want to sanction him off. But I think Florentino Perez has different opinions. I think he would will a sanction the player off, and Zidane's maybe urged him not to offload Gareth Bale. So we'll see. I'd love to get a Gareth Bale. We would get him for 80, 90 million pound, but it'd be worth that money to get Gareth Bale. But it doesn't look realistic. Mourinho, he guaranteed, as much as he guaranteed De Gea, he basically guaranteed that we would not get Bale because he's no desire to leave. He disregarded it, basically saying it's a dream come true, and this is currently not going to happen. So whatever we do, whatever left winger we get, we still need a left winger in our team. But the good news is we're on the verge of getting Matic. Apart from that, I don't know where we really are in this bleeding transfer window at the bleeding moment in time, guys. I don't know where we're bleeding are. So we've got positive news though. We've got a game tonight, Valaranga in Oslo, Unlevel Stadium. So it's going to be interesting game tonight. I think we're favourable to win the game. We basically should win the game. It's going to be interesting to see how they participate. But now, look, according to reports, as I go through it again, looks like Fellaini's leaving the club. Looks like Fellaini's leaving the club. Looks like Matic is now coming to Manchester United. It's going to be announced in the next couple of days. And there could be bonuses required in this situation. This is what I heard. This is why there's been a huge debate on a delay of this deal. This is why it hasn't been confirmed up till now. But the bonus payments, I think, is just for the appearances and performances of how he performs at Manchester United. That's what I think it is anyway. But he's willing and wants to come to the club. He is going to come to Manchester United. And under Mourinho, Mourinho's got a good pedigree, and if he gets the right instructions off Mourinho, he will go out there and give it his best shot in that current midfield. Anything else to update you guys on today? Anything else to update you guys on today? Let's have a think. But the Mbappe situation, yes, as I keep saying about that, I think, what? Yeah. I think for the Mbappe situation, I think he wants to basically leave. I think he is a Real Madrid supporter, but Monaco have took illegal actions of purchasing from certain teams the pursuit of Kylian Mbappe. I think the process is there has been talks about securing him a new deal at Monaco. He is still only 18. For me, if we benefit from this, it's fantastic. If it's very beneficial that we do get Bale, which probably won't happen. But for me, if I were Monaco, not exactly a big club. They're not exactly to the same level as Madrid, your Barças and Cities. But I'd give him maybe a year or two to express himself more in the Monaco team, because these teams are just judging one player after one outstanding game. Hit the Champions League scenes last season. Hit form in the league, winning the La Liga 1 and 29 goals in all competitions. He's a prolific goal scorer. I'd love him at Manchester United. We know Arsenal has been in there. We know numerous other teams have been in there. But it was sprouting for the Spanish press had reported they had agreed a deal. Monaco had basically said we haven't agreed a deal. This was £160 million plus the add-ons as well on a rumoured 6-year contract. Monaco denied this, and City have come in there basically to prepare to pay the £141 million for the player. That's staggering amounts of money for a youngster. And then Barcelona apparently had showed their interest as well. Apparently Barcelona had met up with currently the player's agent Kylian Mbappe to discuss a potential move. They're basically looking to raise these funds to pay that off, to get their potential replacement. I don't think now Barcelona will get in because they've got other players on their minds for alternative replacements. But the Mbappe situation, Yes, he may stay at Monaco. I do not know. He probably look likely now he could stay at Monaco. Real Madrid now, out of all the teams, probably emerged as the front runners to capture the current player on the board, which is £100 million pounds they have raised so far in this transfer window. Right, let's have a smoke of this. But Monaco have only got an 80,000 capacity stadium, and they're not exactly a big team such as Real Madrid. It'd be interesting to see how he would perform to experience, big facilities like Madrid, Barca, or even maybe going to City. It'd be interesting to see how he would perform, because he's playing amongst good players at Monaco, but he'd be playing amongst a lot better players if he was to depart Monaco and go to Madrid or something like that. With that money, you can get a new starting 11, that £160 million player, and his performances for France have been fantastic. But there are a lot of youth out there. There's no way in a million years that they'd be going for that staggering amount of money, or no team would even will to offer that amount of money. You'd probably get Ousmane Dembele for 70, 80 million pound, but there's no way no one would offer him 160 million plus the add-ons as well, which nearly takes it to 200 million pound. I just think it is absolutely insanity judging one player after one season. And if he wants to go to Real Madrid, he needs to be guaranteed that first team football. So they have to offload a player. Bale's the favourite. They may even offload Ronaldo. I do not know, guys. I do really not know. But yes, guys, anyway, I'm going to go. That's basically everything to update you today. And I think it's going to be interesting this season to see how Lukaku performs, how Lacazette performs. That's two good signings for the Premier League. They are really two good signings there. I think they're the best signings at this moment in time. In the category of one of the best signings. It's going to be interesting to see how they perform. But yes, guys, that's basically everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the video. Subscribe to my channel as always. And take it easy, guys. And I'll see you guys later on. Bye.